Welcome. I'm Rachel,
And I'm Amanda.
and this is episode 54 of Books and Bingos. This week, we're discussing books with AAPI representation in honor of Asian American and Pacific Islander Month in May. So, Amanda, I was very overwhelmed and excited that I felt like I had so many options for this. I kept finding different books, and I'm like, oh, I'll read that one. Oh, I'll read that one. So, I thought this was really fun to finally see just like a ton of options in this category.
100%. I feel like I also and I was trying to read like an advanced copy, one that like isn't out yet. And I just could not choose. Like I had so many options, which is really exciting. Also super overwhelming for us when we're just picking one book a week. So
Yes.
I ended up going one that was like a little on the newer side, but it's out already for our listeners to enjoy. So that's exciting.
All right, well, go ahead and tell us about it.
Okay. So I chose No Purchase Necessary by Marianayagam. This is a middle grade book. It follows Ajay Pillai. And he has $1 million problem. So he is at a new school. Ajay's looking for friends, but he's finding bullies instead. And they are like the cool boys that he's trying to get in with. And they tell him that they want him to steal a Mercury chocolate bar from Scary Al's convenience store. Ajay is a good kid. He follows the rules. He wants to be like the top student in school this year, but he does it anyway because, peer pressure and whatnot in middle school is rough. But the guilt is just killing him. It's even worse when he discovers that the candy bar has $1 million prize. So now he has to decide like, it's since it's stolen, he knows he can't claim it, despite the fact that his family could really use the money. But he's faced with this moral dilemma, and he goes through a couple of different options of trying to get someone to claim it, but then give him the money and like all the things. But he is stuck in this like moral quandary, and he has to decide if coming clean is the way to go or if he can find an alternate solution. I think this is an amazing middle grade debut that follows a student that makes a mistake, which as educators, we can 100% relate to that. Our kids, their brains aren't fully formed yet, and so they are constantly making bad decisions and making mistakes. And it's good to know that they are trying, like this, like Ajay is trying to do it better, like correct it. And he is trying to figure out what that looks like. And if it's coming clean, then so be it. So I think a lot of students will relate to Ajay's family and his story. I felt like this had so much humor mixed in with it. I was really happy to see Sri Lankan present representation in middle grade books, in publishing in general. And I think this is a great one to read, especially if you like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, those kinds of books of finding a prize. And then, what do I do if I can't claim it? If you've read Nick Stone's Jackpot, it has a similar feel to that, but on a middle grade level. Content warnings would be classism, bullying, theft, racism, and racial slurs. The bingo squares would be 2025 release, a book you borrow, because I did borrow this from my school library, and AAPI Rep.
Nice. I like the different representation here. I don't think I've ever read a book with a Sri Lankan character before.
Right. And I feel like that needs to be like corrected. So publishers, if you're listening, we need to be writing more books from all kinds of different perspectives. And I was so excited to see this one is getting a lot of publicity. So I can't wait for more kids to get excited about it and read it.
Very cool. Well, of course, this year I had to go with something Korean based because I have been sucked into the world of K everything. So I went with How to Speak K-pop, Mastering the Most Popular Korean Words from K-pop and Talking Like a Real Fan by Jungho Park. This book is one that I bought while I've been trying to learn Korean. It's set up like a dictionary, and every word has a pronunciation guide, kind of an explanation of the term. For instance, a lot of slang words are just like abbreviations of multiple words strung together. And it's showing you how to use it, explaining the backstory, and it gives you some example sentences. Plus, it's got an adorable cover. The feature I have been really enjoying the most, though, is the little sentence structure diagram they give on every page with their example sentence. In Korean, the way they order their words and their sentences is different than the way we do it. So, for instance, if you were going to say, I read a book, they would say more like, I a book read. So it was really nice to see her rearrange like the sentence structure in the examples she gave to kind of get my brain thinking that way. So if you're trying to learn Korean, this was a great book to start with. Some of the slang words and other words in the dictionary that they included, one was Yonseng, and that's the year you were born. That's how you decide what kind of formality with language you use. That's where like the opa and the uni come in sometimes. Also, finger heart, that's Songarak Hatu. You've probably, if you've been watching When Life Gives You Tangerines, you know Yobo, honey. You'd also know that that's part of how they answer the phone if you watch any of the K-dramas, the Yubusio to answer the phone. And then one that we hear all the time in the K-dramas is it sounds like our version of fighting. It's fighting, let's go, good luck, you can do it. You hear that a lot in the K-dramas. And specifically at the end, they actually gave a page that has 15 of the most cliche K-drama phrases, such as Kajima, don't go, Quinchana, okay. Uh, Pogopa, which means I'm hungry. Sarange, which means I love you. Chwaheya, which means I like it. And Hajima, which means stop. So I really liked all of the words they included there. I've been practicing. I'm not perfect yet, so I probably mispronounced some of those, but I've really been enjoying learning the language. And I would absolutely love to see this author write one specifically about K-dramas now because I like this one so much. This will work for the nonfiction and AAPI squares on our bingo. And I put in as a little additional side comment that they just announced that K content is now the second most watched after US on streaming services like Netflix. So you're welcome. I'm pretty sure that was just me starting to watch them nonstop since the beginning of the year. So definitely give this one a check out if you are into any of the K things, K-pop, K-dramas, whatever.
I love this for you. Rachel is definitely in her K drama life right now, her season of life, her era. And I went through that like 2 summers ago. Like it was like not this past summer, but the summer before that and the summer before that. And so I definitely relate because it's like the one of the coolest things to fall into and get obsessed with because there's so many great shows out there no matter what you're into. Like if you're not about that romance, there's all kinds of ones for like thrillers or
Sci-fi, historical
yes,
fiction.
yes, and they have sad ones too. Some of my favorite ones just make me bawl and Rachel's shaking her head because she
No, I have been just living vicariously through Instagram for the When Life Gives You Tangerines because I'm pretty sure that show would kill me. So I've just been watching clips on Instagram because I can't do it. I can't do
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think she would it would gut her to watch, some of my favorites. So I'll just tell her about
Yes, I'll stick to the romance one. The thriller ones, those are more my speed for sure.
them.
And those are our recommendations for the week. If you have questions, suggestions, or comments, reach out on social media at Books and Bingos or email us at booksandbingos@gmail.com. Thanks for listening and join us again next week when we'll be highlighting author Jesse Q. Sutanto. Happy reading!